Hey, what's good, Nog? Today we're going to be talking about random things and be transparent by using my normal-ish voice because I feel like it. And by the way, I got Doom Eternal footage of me going pro and stuff, and it was like really, really good and colorful. But then I looked back at the footage and it looked like this. And so I tried to put like a colorful filter over it, but it looked dookie. So I went back onto Halo 3 because I just started playing it last night, and I'm on this mission that I've been stuck on because yeah. So enjoy me dying over and over again. I gotta go to a Christmas party in a couple hours, so this video is going to be held together by tape and glue. Luckily, I'm reading from a script, so I don't have to think about every single thing I need to talk about. So here we go, let's get started. First things first, and as the title suggests, muchas gracias for 500 subs. I'm sure no one watching knows this, but on my first YouTube channel, it took me 3.5 years to reach 280 subs, right before abandoning it forever. But as for this Professor Teegs channel, I began uploading in July of 2021, reached 50 subs in a little over a year, started my leafy commentary arc in January of 2023, and then if I remember correctly, I reached 200 subs in just a few months after having several videos reach a 4-digit view count, then a single 5-digit view count on my first Proud Family video. As the year went on, I continued to upload once a week, with not a single upload skipped. When I took a vacation in May and June for 3 weeks to go tour around in Scotland, visit my family in England, and spend a day in Cardiff, Wales, I went out of my way to schedule 3 different uploads beforehand so that my channel was still active during my vacation. So then, when I came back, I immediately doom-scrolled Twitter to see all of the stuff that I missed. Apart from all the viral news that made its way on my YouTube notifications on my phone that I made time to watch as me and my family had Wi-Fi access, I was well rested and prepared to start making videos again for the rest of the year on the main channel, with a decent amount of second channel content that lasted only a few months, but you know. And by the way, I did vlog the week I spent in Scotland, so if you enjoy higher quality content with a decent amount of Gen Z editing, then you can go right ahead and watch one of these variants of the vlog if you're super duper curious. Anyway, the amount of content that I've pushed out in just the year of 2023 in terms of commentary, shorts, podcasts, and the second channel videos is the most I've done since 2018 when I was a confused and annoying middle schooler. Looking back on it all, I'm very proud of the work that I've put in as a multi-platform content creator. So where do we go from here? We keep going. I have no plans on stopping this flow of content anytime soon, but of course, I can't predict the future, so you know. As of January, there will be the return of Shorts, Season 2 of the Professor's Lab podcast on the second channel, then those shorts being re-uploaded on TikTok and Instagram. So let's name off all the social media. The main channel will stay the same. The second channel will be active again for who knows how long. The Rumble still has no content, so don't worry about that. The Instagram will be filled with photos as usual, as well as IG Reels. The Twitter X will be the same, just schizo posts. The TikTok will be revived, and then the Discord server will always be open to the community for everyone to post memes and debate in the brand new channel I created titled Debate Center. So go ahead and join and talk about whatever the frick you want in that channel. Next, I want to talk about my goal regarding my subscriber counts. My goal ever since I was in middle school was to get 1,000 subscribers. The fact that I'm already halfway to that goal is very surreal, so I don't want to stop now. Getting monetized isn't technically part of the goal. I mean, it would be cool, but I wouldn't be anywhere near making YouTube my full-time job, so I'm alright with going to college and working a normal job. Then having YouTube remain an ambiguous hobby as it's been since 2017. The reason I've made 1,000 subscribers my goal is because of it not being a 3-digit number. So yes, I want more subs so I can brag about it. I remember I sat next to this kid in 7th grade and he recently got monetized on his channel with over 1,000 subs, and he got to 2,000 at one point, but you know, he could not stop boasting about it, alright? I was very jealous because I was working my cheeks off making weekly animations along with other various personality-based content, and he was there, sitting at his computer, playing Roblox, and getting hundreds of thousands of views. However, why I bring this up is because of this advice he gave me after I told him that I wanted to get 1,000 subs just like him someday. He told me that I needed to do something that no one has done before, then I might get more traction. I've thought about that nearly every time I was working on a video to this day, alright? I'll be asking myself, how do I make my channel unique? What's something that will get everyone's attention? So fast forward to 2022. I then got an idea. What if I started saying a bunch of comically controversial stuff and see if it gets a reaction out of people? So I did exactly that for over a year at this point. The first video I uploaded that involved me sharing a relatively hot take on something was my video on the Chronic Notebook, where I criticize the advice they'd give about mental health. I didn't get a single comment on that video, so I decided to push even further. The first video that I've ever made involving pseudo-politics was just 2 weeks later, where I talked about drag queens and pushing the LGBT propaganda on children. Again, not a single comment, I think. I haven't checked in a while. But not only that, but the video performed pretty well, putting it in my top 5 most viewed videos for a while. I was sure to get cancelled, but that didn't even come close to happening. I pushed even further and uploaded a video on Andrew Tate talking about how I didn't think the allegations against him being a misogynist human trafficker were true. Guess what happened? No hate comments. For the rest of 2022, I went back to uploading high-quality reaction/commentary videos with Gen Z editing. Then I got tired. I began considering what life would be like if I uploaded more consistently by making slop for a wider audience. At the time, my best friend, No Hats for Sale, would make fun of me and say that I will never pop off, and my videos are boring. Usually, you'd hear people say to just ignore negative feedback. But I was at a time in my life where I really thought hard about what my friend was telling me. If you've watched my videos long enough, then you'd know I'm an advocate for self-improvement, so criticism should never be taken lightly, unless it's someone joking around or being unjustifiably toxic, because then I would just tell you to just not worry about it. I began brainstorming about how I could improve my content and simultaneously be more consistent. The biggest problem with my content at this time was the fact that I made them about niche topics that no one cared about, so I wouldn't be promoted in the algorithm. I thought back to the controversial videos I made throughout the summer, then made the decision to shift the format to my leafy gameplay commentary stuff I've had going on since the beginning of 2023. My friend No Hats for Sale had his own channel that hit 500 subs around that same time, so my goal was to hit a larger number. And I have. His channel has not been active since then, conveniently, so I have officially surpassed his channel analytics in every way. Amazing. All because I was willing to take criticism and shift my content for a wider audience. I'm so fabulous. Some of my OG subs were confused of why I went from wholesome Chungus facecam person to edgy politics freak, so I'm here to finally explain real quick. I've been aware of politics and creating my own opinion since the 2016 election. Politics have been a significant part of my life for a while now, and all of these movements run by the left since 2020 have only exposed me to more cringe and more ways of thinking. 2022 became a very divisive era in our society, especially involving the modern feminist and LGBT movement. This was a point where so many people have made a platform specifically for slandering other creators that they do not agree with, so it only made sense in my mind to hop on that bandwagon. Hiding your beliefs because of your fear of getting chastised by society is exactly what has put conservatives in this position of weakness for a while. I was sick of hiding my true feelings about the world from absolutely everyone around me that weren't my family members, so I needed a way to educate a small number of people online so I can contribute to the awakening of more people that follow these movements that have done more damage to society than fix it. I may go off the rails and talk like a borderline extremist in a lot of my videos, but it's all part of this awakening to grab people's attention and create more of a discussion around controversial subjects because I don't think they happen enough. So the question is, do I believe everything I preach? Kinda. Sometimes I truly am speaking from the heart and being completely honest, but oftentimes I exaggerate my major points just to keep people's attention and for the sake of shock humor. This does lead to many people misconstruing my claims and painting me as a bad person, but all I will say is this. It doesn't matter what people say. All that matters is the actions they take. That will be one of my many famous quotes pretty soon, so just remember that. Just because I say things that I believe doesn't mean I'm going to force everyone to think exactly like me, or even go as far as actively go out and inconvenience or harm people as an attempt to fix society, quote unquote. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm a born and raised religious conservative that likes to use shock humor on the internet, while simultaneously spreading a message to people of the world. Shocking. For example, the reason why I, as a man, have such strong opinions against abortion is not only because of my religion, but because I believe that schmeksh work and the culture around schmeksh in general has ruined society. The people that commented on my 2 abortion videos who strongly disagree with my opinions will use the argument that being forced into motherhood isn't fair for them, so they should be justified to have an abortion. I vaguely mentioned in the first video that I want people to take responsibility and keep their legs closed because it's clearly not working out for them if they feel the need to kill an unborn child after having intercourse, typically on multiple occasions. In general, premarital schmexy time has ruined millennials, Gen Z, and now it will spread to Gen Alpha. But the people that watch my videos don't want to admit that the regular exposure to schmeksh has ruined society, so they deconstruct my valid criticisms just so they feel better about murdering fetuses. Amazing. But hey, who cares about my opinion? I'm a teenage little boy. The reason why I'm bringing up abortion in a video, thanking the internet for getting my channel to 500 subs out of nowhere, is to transition to my next point regarding the Professor Teegs lore. Extremism. I am obviously not a leftist, and believe it or not, I am also not a Nazi. Extremism is something I tend to flock to, not only to get people's attention, but to deconstruct leftist ideologies that, again, ruin society. My next famous Professor Teegs quote will be this: "One extreme against the opposite extreme shall result in centrism." Pretty much, if someone is saying that cis straight white Christian males are bad, then I should be able to say that trans, lesbian, black, atheist females are bad. You know, we all know by now that blatantly calling out an entire group of people based on trends or stereotypes is bad. But why are leftists doing it? It's so that they can effectively spread their own agenda as efficiently and as quickly as possible. Their plan is to deconstruct traditional ideologies that allowed for the world to go round until today. So in order to bring our sacred values back to the general public and be seen as normal, we need to fight fire with fire. I have no guarantee that this will work, by the way, but I'd rather not sit back and watch the country and people around me crumble while I'm doing nothing about it. That's why I started my leafy commentary arc in the first place, you feel me? So when I talk about something extremely controversial and make statements like it's nothing, now you know, it's not just to seem edgy or satirical. It's a legitimate strategy I use to deconstruct ideology spread by the left, so the world can slowly go back to normal. People need to stop being so sensitive, we need to be more responsible, we need to focus on the facts, and we should learn to love each other for things separate from politics. On several occasions, I have mentioned that I am currently taking a government class at school so I can learn to debate people in real life. I even made a video talking about my experience explaining my views on gun control to the entire class, and then getting clowned on for yapping. My ability to yap about basically nothing for up to 20 minutes at a time, maybe even longer if I'm like on a podcast or something, it's a very special talent of mine, and I exploit it a lot on this channel and in real life. I asked my mom recently about why people get annoyed about me yapping, because I'm naturally not very self-aware and don't realize I'm annoying, but she says that people have a short attention span, so it's best to summarize things when you have a conversation with them. So that's when I remembered my official psychiatric autism diagnosis. The results talked about how I, of course, suck at reading in my head, but then it said I'm above average in problem solving and overall intelligence. Well, yeah, it does make sense because I'm often found watching extremely long video essays about niche things I've never heard of before, and so I enjoy intellectual and out-of-the-box thinking about random stuff no one cares about. So in conclusion, the reason why I yap so much is because I am smarter than all of you, and you all have a short attention span. If you have severe ADHD, then Professor Teegs is not for you. I guess that's all the time we have for today. Again, muchas gracias por 500 subs, okay? I made a community post asking some of you if you wanted to see a sub special of me doing a mukbang or just a normal commentary video of me talking about random things, and the second option won the vote, so here we are. It's been a while since I made a main channel video where I used the face cam throughout like the entire video and stuff. So I was getting excited to get back to that for the sake of a mukbang, but no one cares. If you want to see my face like it's no big deal, then I have plenty of that on the Instagram and on the second channel. So let's do the rounds. Sub to the second channel, follow the Rumble, Instagram, Twitter X, TikTok, and join the Discord server. Follow other social media. Bye bye.